Parents, have you ever accidentally taught your kid something you never intended, something that saved their life? My son has always been a curious kid, a little too fearless for his own good. Ever since he was tiny, he wanted to explore everything, from the woods behind our house to the old abandoned train tracks down the street. I'd tell him to be careful, to stay close, but his sense of adventure was unstoppable. One late summer afternoon, I was rushing to finish work emails while he played outside. I told him not to wander past the fence at the edge of the yard. It wasn't safe, but I didn't expect him to listen very closely. I glanced outside and didn't see him anywhere, which sent a ripple of panic through me. I called his name, my voice sharper than I wanted. Then I heard it, a faint scraping sound from the side of the house. I rushed around the corner and saw him crouched down by a small hole in the ground, poking at something with a stick. "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, heart pounding. He looked up, eyes wide. "I found this weird metal thing. It's stuck. Can I dig it out?" I hesitated. No, it might be dangerous. But before I could stop him, he'd grabbed a trowel from the garden shed and started digging. I watched anxiously as dirt flew, uncovering more and more of the object. It was an old, rusted box, half buried and locked tight. "Dad, look," he said excitedly. "Careful," I warned, inching closer. He tugged at the lock, but it wouldn't budge. Suddenly, there was a click, a faint mechanical sound. Then, a low hiss, like a leaking valve. My stomach dropped. "Get back," I yelled. But the moment he pulled the box free, a small cloud of powder burst out, swirling in the late afternoon sun. I grabbed him, coughing, and dragged him back into the house. That night, after a frantic call to poison control and a rush to the hospital, we learned the box contained an old canister of chemical fertilizer that had been leaking harmful gas. It could have been deadly if inhaled in large quantities. During the hospital wait, exhausted and scared, I realized something important. Weeks before, I had sat him down and taught him about dangers hidden in the environment. Old buildings, chemicals, unknown objects, and why he should never touch things without asking. I thought it was just a lesson about caution, but in that moment, I understood it had been more than that. It was a lesson in listening to his instincts, in trusting me enough to tell me what he'd found, and in knowing when to step back. The doctor said if he hadn't come inside right away, or if I hadn't acted quickly, it could have ended very differently. Since then, he's still curious, still adventurous, but he's learned the balance between bravery and caution. Sometimes I catch him staring at the woods, eyes alight with wonder, then turning back to me with a grin, as if to say, "I'll be careful, I promise." That accidental lesson in safety didn't just save his life, it changed the way we both look at the world. And it's a reminder that sometimes the smartest thing we teach our kids isn't in grand speeches, but in quiet conversations about respect and caution.